Mr. Zelensky and Mr. Putin, ringy dingy dingy. The imaginary bell of James McRyan Crary is calling you to order. As everyone knows, there's established due processes in the UN, the United States, and all democracies for evidentiary review. None of you have taken me up on the investigation into Gail Burstyn. So it doesn't seem to me unreasonable to back away from the conflict you are promoting as a battle royal in the Ukraine. I would like to make clear one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10 differences between what Putin is doing and what Hitler did. The Sudeten Germans, unlike the Donbass Russians, were not being besieged. Now, I don't approve of what Putin has done. I think it's an outrage. It has made all of the reasons he gave into excuses that can now be evoked by the West. In other words, what we did in Guatemala and El Salvador and Central America was outrageous. What we did in Arabia was not reported. In the Middle East was not reported. It was shocking to try to fathom what must be going on, that it wouldn't be reported after so much was reported on in Vietnam. Now, another thing is that Czechoslovakia had guarantees from the League of Nations that the Ukraine does not have. So rather than now we see Hollywood, Sean Penn, and Trumpetunians like Oliver Stone, and a ring of oligarchs here, there, and everywhere, using language from the mouth of Penis J. Sinfield, midges this, smelting that, mid smelt, milt smelt, trying to drag everyone into a battle royal and smush away any hope of even having books in the libraries, much less AIDS and COVID Nuremberg on the records. What gives? You know perfectly well that there's a lot of Americans who would stand up, line up, and there's a lot of Russians who would stand up, line up, because stand up, line up has been going on ad nauseum all through the centuries and the galaxies. But now we're faced with a global warming crisis that requires us to work together. So the only thing I want to hear from any of you is ceasefire. I don't want to hear, oh, we're mad because we were righteously abused, so we're going to shoot some helpless POWs in the legs and get catharsis, non cow hoofs. And I don't want to hear those Ukrainians are Nazis when they're not. Those are women and children. What we're going to do is to get all together now. The Beatles don't like when I say that. They say I'm stealing their song lyrics. So we won't say all together now. What we're going to say is common sense. Cease fire, cease fire, cease fire. Look at the evidence about Donbass. Putin didn't want us to look at the evidence about Donbass. He claimed he did, but he smashed the board when we did. When we started looking at Donbass, he smashed the board. What's he afraid of? That we might find out that the Russians are actually being besieged by Ukrainian Nazis? Is he afraid that's what we might find out? So he has to smash the board, right? No, we can't let them find out what's going on there. And they bomb a nuclear power plant. Oh, for God's sakes. You know, you're going to stand up and, Sean Penn's going to lecture me. Sean himself, Penn, is going to lecture me. One of the doo-doos from Oliver Stone's Trumpy Toon Menagerie who squashed the legitimate investigation in the name of John Lennon. He built an alliance between Zell and Wispensky and put it together as Zelensky for Midge Man. He put in a good word for the Midge Man with Oliver Stone. You've got to be kidding me. Oligarchic crossword puzzles. Put a stop to it. We have things that we need to do to protect women and children for the future. Get it? Not to stand up drone more stuff in Battle Royal land. Oh, I'm Neville Chamberlain. I get it. Yawn. I've been yawning through the whole thing. Want to see my new toy? How's that for a toy? Hmm? And if Putin's not good, he's going to get JFK'd by Lindsey Graham, too. That's how mature we are. Yes, sir. Yes, sirree. We're mature leaders. We're mature leaders. Don't you dare say we're not mature leaders.